Hi YouTube! I wanted to show you guys a time-lapse video of my recent commission that I finished. So I was commissioned a while back to design a tattoo for one of my frequent customers. He wanted a Princess Peach in my kind of punk girl style. I did a similar series of these with Adventure Time and of course my comic, and yeah, especially Princess Bubblegum. He wanted it very similar to that one. So he's getting this tattooed on his chest and it's going to be pretty large, so I really wanted to make sure that it was something that I was proud of, at least. Yeah. So he gave me like as much time as I wanted to do this piece. It took me a little while because I think I restarted probably about 3 times. It was just hard to get the pose right, and I'm actually really out of practice with digital painting or digital drawing now. I just feel like when I do line art digitally, it's always a lot more stiff. And it takes me a lot longer to perfect or to at least make it up to my standards. Whereas when I do it by hand, it's a lot more flowy and has more attitude and stuff like that. So I should probably start practicing a bit more digitally. But I finally finished this one about last week, and this is actually going to be the last commission that I do for a long time. I've decided that I'm going to close commissions from now on. I did it for a little while, and I've been doing it on and off throughout going to college, and but I found that I can actually do a lot better financially when I'm just focusing on selling my art through my shop. Which is actually really awesome because then I can just draw pretty much whatever I want and make a living that way. I might do a few commissions here and there for people I know or fun projects, things that sound more interesting. But yeah, for now on, I'm not going to be opening up commission slots or anything like that. So my process for this, I did a couple of sketches in my sketchbook. I did a more finalized drawing on tracing paper and scanned that in. Opened it up in Photoshop, and I usually just adjust the levels a bit, adjust the size, and just start inking over it in a new layer. And I don't use any fancy brushes. I just use the hard round brush and a couple of the other default brushes usually. I'm doing this on a old Wacom Intuos 3 tablet, the 9x12 size, and just my MacBook Pro, nothing fancy. I had someone comment on one of my other digital art videos about like why I don't use Paint Tool Sai or any of those other programs that smooth out your line work for you. I don't really think that's necessary to do. If I am going to do digital art, I'd rather practice and get good at drawing smoothly instead of using something that does it for me. And I know my lines aren't perfectly smooth or anything. It takes me a few tries to get it to something reasonably smooth, but yeah, I don't like using tricks like that to improve my artwork. So there were a lot of really small details in this drawing that I wanted to make sure I included. He asked that she be a little bit roughed up, kind of like she just got into a fight. So I added that at the end. I kind of like added some scratches and some cuts and stuff. And then he wanted her to be covered in tattoos, so I thought I would do Mario themed tattoos. So you can see at the end I'm looking up some ideas for those. And I really can't wait to see when he gets that finished tattoo. It's gonna be pretty cool. So this week we started going to a new coffee shop called Summer Moon here in Austin. It's one of my favorite places now because their drinks are so good. Like usually I have to make my own kind of weird concoction at Starbucks or something to find something that I actually like. I'm really picky with coffee and stuff. But Summer Moon actually has a drink that's exactly what I like. It almost tastes like the one I make at Starbucks. And it's so good. It's like really light and sweet kind of coffee, and I love it. And so we've been there like 3 or 4 times this week just to draw. What else did we do? I also found a cat tree outside that one of my downstairs neighbors were about to throw away. And it was in pretty bad shape. Like it had some brown carpet on it that was just shredded, and there was a thick couple of layers of white hair stuck to all the carpet. So I grabbed the cat tree and we spent the whole day yesterday ripping all of the carpet off and all the staples out, and then I bought some pretty cheap thin carpet from Home Depot. It only cost me like $10 for a whole roll. And and then we spent the whole day stapling and cutting, and well, Steven did it mostly for me because I did one piece and I'm not very good at measuring or math, so it turned out horribly. But I did most of the demolition, so I guess it was pretty even. And Future's actually in it right now. He really likes it, so I'm glad I finally got him one of those. I've always wanted to buy him a brand new cat tree, but they're so expensive, and Steven's always like, you already spend too much money on him, he's already spoiled, so he doesn't deserve that. But I'm glad I found one and spent $10 on it, because he was starting to like claw furniture and stuff, so he's good now. So now I'm starting to color the piece, and my process for this, usually I start with the skin, and I will color in a whole base flat color everywhere that it needs to be, and then I will select that and start doing the shadows with a slightly darker color. Sometimes it's on a new layer, sometimes I just do it straight on the flats. And then I usually move on to the hair and then the clothes afterwards. And in the same way, I do a base color and then shading, and after that I do highlights sometimes too. Sometimes I do blush using a softer brush, and I will usually make it pretty bright and opaque, and then I'll mess with the layer settings and bring it down a little bit. And then I will do highlights last, usually on top of all of the other layers. At the end of this video, I was thinking about coloring my lines instead of just leaving them black, but it was going to take a lot longer than I wanted it to, and he was going to get it tattooed in black anyway, so I didn't really see a point in doing that, I guess. But it's always fun to do that. It gives it a nice, softer feel. Well, anyway, I hope you guys like watching this. I'm running out of things to say, so I'm just gonna leave you to watch the end of it. I'll put in something. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. And again, thank you to all my patrons who are supporting me and my my videos here on YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!